Can you effectively make an 18-volt subcompact impact wrench? We're going to take a look at Ridgid's new model, compared a little bit in size to the DeWalt 12-volt Extreme. Then we're going to put this on our bench, see what we can really get out of this as far as torque. Stay tuned. This is Ridgid's new 18-volt subcompact brushless 3/8 inch impact wrench, model number R87207. It is a 3-speed impact wrench with auto tightening. So that is all in the back with a push button for the mode selection. You do have a friction ring anvil, 225 foot-pounds of breakaway torque out of this little guy. And when you say little guy, I'm really talking about the head, not the bottom. When you put DeWalt's Extreme 12-volt impact wrench next to it, this still seems quite large, and that makes you question, what does a subcompact tool really mean? Out of this, we do, with the 3 modes, we do get some variability with it. We'll go over that part of it a little bit later, but you're going to get 0 to 2800 RPM on high and 0 to 3800 IPM. You do have a nice forward and reverse. This is the complete Ridgid grip. So if you have a Ridgid full-size tool, this grip, this battery placement and connection on the bottom, and this is a 3 amp hour octane battery, will all be the same size. It's just the head that has really changed. I know there's a lot of controversy over that, so we will get to that after our testing. Let's put this on the bench and see what we can get. We have a 1/2 inch bolt tapped into our workbench here. We're going to tighten this guy down with a washer and see what we'll actually get out of it with the Ridgid. And then we're going to test it out. I have 2 torque wrenches here. I'm hoping you can see the modes here. Let's tighten this guy down, see what we get. So first, let's put this in reverse and see what it takes to take this off. Now this is not going to be real torque because it takes less to take this off, but let's just give it a go and see what happens. So if you've seen that, it was 85.6. Hopefully that shows up. That's what it took to take it off. Let's put this guy back on again. Now let's go up and see if we start to move it at all before this maxes out at 150. And right there, we get a move. $144.8. Let's start with how much this will fasten. Let's take this up to 150. There's 156. So we removed 156 without issue. $160 right here. We could get 160 out. $180. So realistically, you're able to remove somewhere between 160 and 180. That's all going to depend on bolt size, things like that. As far as tightening, you're about to 140 to 145. So off camera, I took the DeWalt over and tried to remove that bolt, which was at 170, I believe. No bueno, it wasn't even close. I can tell you that this Ridgid is more powerful than the DeWalt, and it should be. I mean, look at the size, look at the battery, look at everything that you have with this. And I think that's one of the major complaints that we keep hearing about this Sub-Compact line. The head of the tool is really small, but Ridgid's batteries are really so large that it gets in the way. So we've used this tool quite a bit for some time, and this review is a little late because I wanted to use this tool. And some of the things that I've found with it have to deal with this battery. And if you use shallow well sockets, you can see here that when you put this down to use it, the battery's in the way a little bit. And that's unfortunate because you can hide the battery more if it was behind the tool than you could in front of it. It's still very wide. It's still out there, no matter how you look at it. And it's unfortunate that Ridgid didn't say, you know what, we could just take this and reverse things and get a little more room in front and let people work. But I get it. There's re-engineering of a whole bunch of stuff here. This is going to be great for someone who's not in tight places at all, which kind of makes you wonder why you're going subcompact. But it is nice and light. Realistically here, we're just kind of getting into a small tool, still got an 18-volt big battery. And so many of you guys will tell me, I'm in this battery platform. I'm not going to switch to, here's a prime example, the DeWalt 12-volt Extreme, because that would be my only tool in that platform. So if you're that guy and you're in the Ridgid 18-volt platform, this is great because it gives you a small tool to get into different spots. And especially if you look at how tight you can get from the top of the tool to where the bolt may be. That works out excellent. The other parts of it, getting into machines and getting into engine compartments, it doesn't work. Even taking off skid plates, tried it, didn't film it, should have filmed it, I apologize. You have to use a longer socket on it, and by that time, you might as well pull out something a little more powerful and run it on low. You don't have to, this is light, but it's not that light, and if I'm playing that game, I might as well grab something that really is light. End of the rant there. I guess the other thing that Ridgid is doing, I see it all the time on the Ridgid tools now. We don't need the technology of auto tighten 1, 2, and 3. Give me high and low, forget the rest. Let my finger do the work. Give me a good variable speed trigger, good grip. I don't need to pay for the extra stuff if I am paying for it, and if you can make it less expensive. I also don't need a button. I always loved that Ridgid tools came with this switch. I feel that this switch is a little bit more reliable than a button. Now here you have 1, 2, 3 and auto again, and it kind of burns me on Ridgid tools. When you start to get used to them, they start to switch on you because you have auto, then 1, 2, 3. Here you have 1, 2, 3, and then auto. Keep it the same, please. So I don't want to just bag on this tool because for some of you guys it's going to work. And let me know, will it work for you? Won't it work for you? Is it the battery? Is it the size? Is it the cost? What is it? I'm super curious on what you're going to say. Everything here is my opinion. I like the power. I like the size of the head. If we could change this side down here, I would love it. Now, everybody says make this a 12-volt tool. I don't want this in like a Milwaukee M12 because that too changes the grip. It makes the grip larger. It makes a lot of things change that's not what I want either. I want something like this size, this powerful, with a small battery on the bottom, nice grip, can get it into places. I want something that doesn't exist, and I think there's a technology out there to make it at this point, but we haven't seen it. Talk to me in the comments. Am I right? Am I wrong? As always, guys, we appreciate your time. Please give us a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, have a great day.